It's been 10 minutes. Yes! I was a little late on that recall. He'd already looked away. Or not recall, on that mark for engagement. He'd already looked away, but I said the word, which means he gets food. Just because your timing's off does not mean that he does not get food every single time he hears that word. At least when you're saying it to him. If he hears it in general, they have some idea that you're not talking to them. Like I can say, yes, we're talking about things, and you see he doesn't react. But if I say, yes, he goes, what? It's just a random one. He didn't get paid for anything specific. Oh, he's watching people. Ryder, yes. But what I was trying to turn it on to say was, he's got 50 feet. He can do what he wants. I'm not asking him for anything, but he is doing exactly what I like, which is just kind of sticking by me if he doesn't have anything else he wants to do. He's just sniffing right around where I'm at. You're gonna make yourself itchy again, sir. Come on. I could very easily drop this right now. There's nobody around. Do I want to? No, mainly because he's tiny and I don't want him having to drag all of this weight behind him. It's not good for practicing pulling to have him drag this much, so I'm trying to make sure I'm helping it along as much as possible so he's not having to worry about it. And it gets caught on things but yeah, he's just hanging out right here. I wanted to show you before we worked on anything that he's just enjoying smelling everything. There's not a whole lot going on to do, so that does help, but there was a dog barking at us in the fence. There's squirrels running around everywhere. There are people on the other side of the field. They're way over there. There they are. One of the parks we will go to for sure is Cole Park, since I know that one's right in your area. So that'll be a good one. But I wanted to make sure he could do it in a quieter park first before adding all of the dogs and the kids and all that. Yes. Ryder, come. Yes. Good boy. Beautiful. Then he just goes back to hanging out by me. One of the silly little things that you figure out with dogs who are very motivated to please you, like Ryder is. My dog Jax is sort of in that line. He's very food motivated. He's not exactly specifically eager to please me. He's eager to get the food that he wants. But pleasing me gets him the food that he wants, so, you know, byproduct. But different motivations. Anyway, is if you call them back too many times from being far away, they'll stop wanting to explore further away because you keep calling them back. So they're like, oh, well, I get rewarded here. I might as well, you know, stay here. So part of this is I want to avoid calling him back too many times because I do want him to explore. Not that I want him all the way across the field over there or going to say hi to the people over there or whatever, but I also don't want to call him back so many times that he doesn't even want to get that far away because he's like, I'm just going to be called back in a second anyway. I might as well stay by the human. Because part of the fun of being off leash is letting them do stuff, letting them make choices, letting them have fun, letting them explore a little. You do it with reason, and you could absolutely have times where you ask him to stay a fair bit closer than most, but it's good practice. Good. I'm very happy that he's been yes! People watching, and the second he sees people, he just kind of looks back at me and goes, what should I do about that? And I tell him, look at me. And he says, okay. Good. Yes. Good boy. Let's go. I'm trying to go back to the playground to work on some place. So I'll show you how he's doing in the meantime. Good boy. There we go. Now he's been starting to get a little further. But you can kind of see that the leash is pulling on his collar a little bit because it's dragging. There are birds you could chase. You're not interested in birds though. Ryder, come. Yes. Beautiful. By the second I even said his name, he was already on his way. Good boy. Lots of food for that. All right. Let's go. Fun fact, kids' playgrounds are also a great spot to take them to build confidence. Whether it's going down a slide or different textures, it's fabulous. This one, ooh, is a little, those might not be the right, might be too small for his feet. All right, Ryder, we're gonna try one rep. Place. I don't want him getting his feet caught though, so I'm not gonna ask with the e-collar. I'd rather let him build some confidence. Yes! Good boy. Yes. So, this is a confidence building activity. The fact that he's stretching his feet over there is not because he just doesn't want to do it. He's very eager to do things right now. Good. You kind of skipped this step. There you go. Good. There you go. Yes. Good place. Break. We're going to do one more with assisted. There you go. Let's go. Come on up. Okay, just on the bottom stair. All right. Come on. Sit. Okay, that was too hard. That was too much of a weird angle. There. Yes. Break. Ryder. Place. Okay, so I'll help him out with just my hand. Okay, go with the leash instead. Ryder. Oh, now we got people. Come on. All right, let's add food so that we don't lose our momentum. Ryder. Yes. Break. Ryder. Place. Yes. Break. Now let's try it again. Ryder. Place. Place. I know the people were distracting. Come here. Place. Come here. Ryder. Come on up. Yes! Break! It's still a little bit of a confidence thing. He's like, I'm willing to overcome it for a minute for some snacks, but... So that'll definitely be one we'll keep working on, is different textures, different feelings underfoot, because those can make a difference on obedience, as you can clearly see. Ryder, come. Yes, good boy. We gotta work on him jumping on me every time he comes back. He doesn't get fed until he gets on the ground, but that's not enough of a negative to stop doing it in the first place. But I know jumping was not one of the things that you guys particularly cared about, which makes sense for small dogs. And frankly, jumping is one of the ones where it's entirely up to you guys. It's not a behavior that actually makes a huge difference in life unless it annoys you. So that one's always up to the person. There's some bad behaviors like running out of the door and things like that, where even if they don't bug you, you still want to make sure you fix them and things like that, but jumping is not one of them. Hi, are you having fun? I think he's having fun. I've been here about 20 minutes. We'll sit down and people watch a little bit longer, let him settle here for a little bit, and then head out. Right. Been people watching. He spent about 10 minutes sticking his head out the window trying to see people, but since we just exercised, he is nice and tired. So we're gonna keep sitting here while he naps for another 10 minutes or so and just let him hear people moving around. This is not the busiest spot, but it was a good shopping center on the way home, so we've just got windows open. You can hear cars, you can hear people, and we're just getting him used to settling with some more things going on. I heard that too. I heard a truck go over something. He ran over and barked at the guy working over there, and then so I called him back. He only made it about halfway before I called him pretty much immediately, and now he's back just hanging out. He just needed that little bit of direction of what to do. The goal is to have him do that enough that he just doesn't even go in the first place, because he knows he's going to be called back. Let's talk about soft toys like this. These are the kinds of toys that I actually don't leave out for the dogs. These tend to be the ones that people leave out the most, and it leads to dogs either shredding all of their toys that look like this, or dogs that don't play with them at all. You get a few in-betweens here and there, but usually it's one of those two, at least that I see. So, the best way to get the most money and fun out of your toys is to take these ones, let them play with them for a minute, play with them together specifically. I save these ones for toys that we play with together. We make them fun, we make them come alive because they're supposed to be like prey. Can't remember if I mentioned it to you guys or in another video, so just in case I haven't, the squeaker in toys is meant to mimic the cries of like a bunny rabbit or a mouse. That's why they like the squeaks, because it engages their natural instincts. So, by playing with him for 5 or 10 minutes, letting him go crazy, letting him run, and then letting him have it, letting him chew on it, and play with it by himself for a couple minutes, and then taking it away, builds value in the toy, keeps you from having to buy so many, and builds value in you, because when you play with him, all these fun things come out, all these fun things happen. Playing with them in general builds value, but this is a bonus way to use the value of their toys to add to your value as well. Because like I said, the relationship is the basis of training. If you don't get him enough mental and physical exercise, if you don't lead him and let him figure the world out on his own, if you're inconsistent with what you're telling him, like sometimes you're telling him, hey, don't jump, and sometimes you're allowing him to jump, or sometimes you allow him to break his command and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you ask him for something and hold him to it, sometimes you go, fine, he broke it again, whatever. Those are all pieces of communication that dogs need for leadership and to know how to go about the world. So, this is just one of the various ways that we can make that a little bit better. And don't forget, we can also make our play. Drop! Yes! We can also make our play. Have him work for things. Down. So I'm not going to reward him in his down because he's going to get rewarded with break. Depends entirely on the dog if they have fun with that. He's not as much of a fan of it with these toys, but he was having fun doing that with his tennis balls the other day. Yeah. Oh, did I do a rep and it made you bored? Or do you want more snacks? Or are you tired? You can't be tired already. You haven't done enough. You haven't done anything. There's no way you're tired. There we go. Yeah, you tired?